Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a little bit of a look at a new Inteleon card. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, somebody out there designing the cards decided that they really like Inteleon, because Inteleon seems to be getting approximately all of the love when it comes to these kind of cards. So what have we got here with Inteleon then? And I should mention our translation comes from the lovely Antoine Boulet. We like Antoine Boulet. But I'm going to be honest with you, before we even get to Inteleon, we need to have a good old natter, very British way to phrase that, about Sobble. You see, we've actually already had a really good Drizzile. The really good Drizzile is the one from Sword and Shield that when you evolve up into it, you get to search your deck for any trainer card and put it into your hand. And then we had the Inteleon in Sword and Shield that lets you essentially do that twice. But we've not had a particularly good Sobble. We've not had a Sobble that we can sit there and go, yes, that's my Sobble. Well, good news, ladies and gentlemen, because I can look at this one and go, yes, that's my Sobble. Now, 60 HP rather than 70 HP is obviously a little bit disappointing. We have a 70 HP Sobble. Obviously, we would rather have 70 HP than 60. It is a little bit lower than we'd like. Although Pokemon have been making a really concerted effort to do this lately, where they've done better versions of evolving Pokemon with essentially lower HP. You've still got the retreat cost of 1, which is nice and low and gives you U-turn board and all of that. And of course, you've also got a weakness to lightning, which isn't ideal, but you got like 60 HP, so get over it. And now there is an attack here, which actually does a little bit of damage. 2 energy, flip 2 coins, 20 damage for each head. Yeah, we're not terribly worried about that. Sure, we can use twin energy because you're a basic Pokemon, and sure, being a Rapid Strike Pokemon, and it is a Rapid Strike Pokemon, means you can use Rapid Strike energy, but no. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolute disaster move. Or it's a my opponent's got a 30 HP Pokemon in the active, I can win the game right now if I flip 2 heads kind of move. Don't get excited. Or if it's like an 80 HP Pokemon that's weak to water. But you know what I mean? No, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about rally 'em up. 1 colorless energy, search your deck for up to 3 basic Rapid Strike Pokemon and put them onto your bench, and then shuffle your deck. This is absolutely brilliant. This is cool for family, but this is cool for family kind of taken to the nth degree. The last time we saw a Pokemon along these lines, and correct me in the comment section if I'm missing something, was the Dunsparce that came around in Celestial Storm, that for a single colorless energy search for 3 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. And then you could switch to the bench. The problem with Dunsparce was, it was a basic Pokemon that you would play just for this. It would exist purely to go and grab your basics, but then when you had your basics, it was a little bit like, yeah, now what? And it was just taking up a bench space and being a bit rubbish. Here, not only are you benching 3 basic Pokemon, but you're also doing it on a Pokemon that is going to evolve up into an Inteleon, and this is a wonderful, wonderful thing indeed. So yeah, this is just perfect. It can get you the Remoraid, which will end up evolving into Octillery. Bearing in mind, Octillery's got the awesome ability that lets you search for any Rapid Strike Pokemon. And incidentally, things like Octillery and Rapid Strike Energy make it really important that Sobble is a Rapid Strike Pokemon, and it's not just Inteleon that gets that designation. So this is really very, very cool. It is going to help you set up, and of course, because you get your Pokemon with the attack, it is going to be on your field ready to evolve at the beginning of your next turn, so you can get more Sobble to evolve into Drizzile, which is going to help you to search out your cards. You can get Remoraid to search into Octillery, which will help you search out your cards. You see, if you're building this kind of deck here, you're actually going to have a bunch of stage 1s that are going to help you to get rolling, so getting all your basics out ready to evolve is awesome. But what about this whole Inteleon thing? Well, Inteleon comes in with 150 HP, which is 10 less than the other one had, and the other one did have a great ability, incidentally. It's got a retreat cost of 1, which is low, and U-turn board, although do remember we do have Tower of Water, which reduces the retreat cost of Rapid Strike Pokemon by 2, and we've not seen a single Rapid Strike Pokemon so far that won't get free retreat with this, which is useful. Same weakness to Lightning, but honestly, like, if you look at the Lightning Pokemon that are seeing a lot of play right now, you're talking Pikachu and Zekrom, you're talking Raichu and Alolan Raichu. I'm not worried here, because I'm basically getting one-hit KO'd anyway. Yeah, fine, Boltund V will have an easier time, but I should be getting a one-hit KO anyway. But you are a water Pokemon, so you're hitting weakness on fire decks, things like Center Scorch, for instance, which is quite nice. And you can accelerate energy using a bit of the old Frostmoth, or you can find your energy using a bit of the old Capacious Bucket. So there are reasons to be a fan of being a water Pokemon. Although, honestly, you're better off here just by virtue of being a Rapid Strike Pokemon because of things like Octillery, Rapid Strike Energy, Tower of Water, things of that nature. Now, there is an attack on Inteleon here. It's 2 energy, 70 damage, and it is, as I like to phrase it, aggressively fine. You can pull it off for a Twin Energy or a Rapid Strike Energy, and it will get Evolving Basics, and weaker support Pokemon Jirachi springs to mind, or Galarian Zigzagoon. And if you're hitting for weakness, it will get the majority of single prize Pokemon. So the widely played Volcanion, for instance, will go down here, or Blacephalon will go down. So even though you're not doing a huge amount of damage, you are actually hitting a bunch of key Pokemon here. And by hitting, I mean KOing, and you're doing it for a single energy attachment, so you know what? I'm kind of into this, if I'm honest with you. It's not a terrible attack. But it's also not the reason we play Inteleon. Inteleon has got the kind of ability that is always good. You see, the ability says that once during your turn, you may place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Yep. That, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very, very good indeed. This is the kind of ability that we see coming around and seeing a whole bunch of play over and over again. Now, we could look at a bunch of Pokemon in the past, and we could look at ones that saw play and ones that didn't, but I think the closest analogy we've got here is Decidueye. Decidueye is the closest, Decidueye GX I should say, is the closest we've got, because Decidueye GX had an ability that once during your turn let you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's the same ability. And sure, we could look at stuff like Volcarona. Volcarona was a stage 1 multiple prize, 2 prize Pokemon, but you had to discard a fire energy from your hand, so it was a little bit awkward. This actually has a bunch of advantages over Decidueye GX. It's got a lower retreat cost, it's got an attack which is hitting a better weakness than Decidueye did, it's hitting basically better KOs, and is easier to pay, and you're only giving up 1 prize, so yeah, it's not bad. But it's actually better than that, because the thing that Inteleon has is ease of getting it into play. Because you see, I've already mentioned the Drizzile from Sword and Shield, and I'm going to be honest with you, as much as we love the Sobble and Inteleon from Matchless Fighters, which is where this is from, and as much as you can pretty much guarantee there is going to be a Rapid Strike Drizzile, you ain't playing the Rapid Strike Drizzile. The fact that you can search it out with Octillery is not going to trump Shady Dealings. You are definitely going to play the Sword and Shield Drizzile, at least until Rotation 2022, when we're going to lose that Drizzile, so we'll have to use a Rapid Strike one. Or a better one if we get it. Point is, you're playing this Drizzile. And you might even play 1 or 2 of the other Inteleon so that you can have the ability. Although I'm going to be honest with you, the dropping damage counter ability is so good, you're probably not. You're probably just going to stick with Drizzile. But you've got Drizzile, and you've got Octillery, so that's quite good. And you know, what you can do is essentially have 2 Sobble on the bench, evolve 1 into Drizzile, grab a rare candy, use Octillery to grab an Inteleon, And then rare candies, so you got one Inteleon now and a Drizzile ready to evolve next turn, bearing in mind you know you can search it with Octillery. All of these are really good reasons why Inteleon is going to be nice to put into play, and that is before we get to Mustard. Now, Mustard is to all intents and purposes the same as Archie's Ace in the Hole, except instead of grabbing a water Pokemon, you are grabbing a Rapid Strike Pokemon. Though for Inteleon, it's both. And this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If it's the only card in your hand, you can grab an Inteleon from your discard pile, put it onto your bench, and draw 5 cards. I don't see how this Inteleon doesn't see a whole bunch of play. You see, Decidueye did see a whole bunch of play, and Decidueye was a 2-prize stage 2 that didn't have the advantages. Now, and I will clarify, alright? Because obviously, for the beginning of its run, Decidueye had Forest of Giant Plants, which let you just evolve up as you liked. And admittedly, Decidueye was a lot less good when we banned Forest of Giant Plants, though did still see a bunch of play. Well, here, between Octillery, Drizzile, and Mustard, you are not going to, if you want to build this kind of deck, you are not going to struggle getting Inteleon into play. And now you've got that same ability with a usable attack. I adore this Inteleon. I'm giving it between 4 and 5 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. The only real downside of this is it's a stage 2, but I've already told you like 17 reasons why it's a stage 2 is not as good an argument to dismiss Inteleon as it is to dismiss your average stage 2. I am a fan, ladies and gentlemen. I am a big fan. But I want to know how you feel about it. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.